What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. We're going to see if my self-driving Tesla can drive me home. Now, normally full self-driving beta cannot back up, but what I'm going to do, I have Smart Summon up here, and I'm a little scared to use it because somebody actually just came in the wrong, this is a one-way parking lot. Someone just came in the wrong way, but we're going to try it out. And I'm going to tell my car to go to Target. So you can see it's folding the mirrors. And if it will do this decently, there's nobody behind me. I'm watching my car. This is exactly how Smart Summon is to be used. Now it's going to go forward. So it got the car all by itself, as you can see, got us out of the parking spot. It's going very slowly. And at this point, I should be able to let it go. There we go. It takes it just a second to get out of that, whatever, that setting. And all I have to do now, there, it's out of Smart Summon, is put it into drive. And even though the steering wheel is weird, I should be able to start the drive now. Haha! So this drive, so far, is completely automated. I suppose, besides me putting it into drive, the car has done all the maneuvers so far. So it usually is total garbage at getting out of this parking lot, but whatever. We'll see what it can do. It also doesn't have the route. I guess maybe Smart Summon messed it up. I'm really not sure. But if we take it right out of here, that's what I want. So we're stopping at the stop sign here. We got a car to the left. And we're still on 10.69.25.2. I'm going to take a second to talk. Okay, you got out. You actually did it. That was not terrible. That exit, it screws up often. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me check my route. Yeah, so yeah, now it's going randomly into here. Okay. Well, let's see if I can do my destination I had. No slowing for that stop sign. So whatever, this will take us home. Not exactly the exact route I wanted to take, but the car's still doing everything. So I don't know what is number one going on with version 11. So we're at our destination and it's going to start the next one. Thanksgiving, Elon basically was like, yeah, I'll be out by Thanksgiving. And that was like the day before Thanksgiving. It's still not out. And like, don't get me wrong, they're doing some of the hardest work in the world. I understand that. I'm not trying to be totally ignoring another speed bump, ungrateful or anything like that. That's totally fine. I get it. And especially when the timeline is, next month or even next week, things can pop up in the code or their testing or whatever where you're like, okay, we got to keep working on this. But to say it's going to be out the next day and then it's 2 months later and it's still not out, I'm just, what's going on? I just want to know what's going on. The other kind of concerning part, I'm being a little dramatic, but come on. The other slightly concerning part about that, it's going to turn the wrong way, so I'll have to take over, but that's me, not the car, is that, hold on, I want it to do this. That's what I want. I want you to do it, car, not me. Is people are ordering and buying Teslas that don't have ultrasonic sensors, that were told a software update would come that would enable ultrasonic sensor-like abilities, including, you're going to turn right, there you go, including Smart Summon, Park Assist, Auto Park, and they still don't have that on their cars. That was nice. You know what? I rerouted. I'm really screwing with the car right now. It's handled all of that very nice so far. And like, what are these people waiting for? There's no update for them. You removed the ultrasonic sensors already, and you were not prepared to kind of back up that move of removing them. So I just feel bad that people are kind of waiting for these features and they're still not there. That's all. The cars still function, other than the ultrasonic sensor parts, wonderfully. I'm sure the people are pretty happy with their purchase, but especially if they purchase full self-driving or they are subscribing monthly to full self-driving, they're paying for something that they told they would get and they were told they would get and they still don't have it. So that's pretty unfortunate. So let's move on to this drive. So I've done this drive a number of times. It's been a while. And the cool part about this drive, one of the really cool things, is I have data from doing this over the month, the exact same drive, and I have it charted out and everything. So we'll compare this drive to those drives in the past. Now, there's still a couple spots where it's simply abilities for the vehicle have not been added. So I would expect this, because my experience with the 10.69 branch has been pretty good. I would expect this to perform better than the past. It doesn't always work out that way. That's my expectation for now, though. We will see by the time we get to the end of the video. But there's a few spots where I know I'm going to have to intervene still, so it will not be an intervention-free drive. We should be able to handle a disengagement-free drive, though. So nicely moving through the yield. I mean, that was handled perfectly. What is this? A bird in the road? Are you going to stop for that bird? Wow, no. So I'm going to stop for it. He just did not care. So he, meaning the bird, but also the car, did not care about that bird at all. Was that a squirrel? He's eating a squirrel. So we will not get a disengagement-free drive because it did not avoid that bird. So hopefully that's some nice data for the team to see. And if I wasn't recording a video, I really would have loved to kind of check that out for a minute. That was kind of majestic. But I saved that bird's life, and Tesla did not. So 0 to Tesla, 1 to me. And we'll compare this to previous drives, and you can see small obstacles on the road like that can still be a hazard. Now, I have had it avoid or stop for cats and dogs. These things are on video, by the way. I'm not just saying it. Deer, even actually birds. I was in Detroit, and the car slowed down for some seagulls on the road. Oh, it's stopping for the birds. It's stopping. Oh, that was sick. Wow. It showed them on the screen, too. But that was back when the car had a radar, so maybe that's part of it. Now here's one of my interventions. The speed limit here is actually 55. So I'm going to bump it up because the car does not know the correct speed limit, so that's an intervention where I have to tell it the correct speed. So yeah, this stop was pretty appropriate. There's nobody to our left. The sun's over there though, which could be slightly blinding to a camera. But perfect, beautiful right turn there. So let's let the car move through here. I think I've kind of updated you on everything. I will continue drives. Please keep emailing me, dirtyteslayt@gmail.com, your custom routes. I'm going to get back into those soon. I like doing custom routes. That's really fun. I'm also trying to do a live stream. Been talking with some people on Twitter about that. My GoPro app won't let me. It's giving me some weird error message about, it says you need at least 50 subscribers to live stream. So I don't know why I'm getting that message, but it's kind of strange. But I do want to live stream some drives. In the past, I've done it. I've done it in the past. It's not the first time. But, sorry, hold on. Yeah, that's why I put the turn signal on. That person came right up to my butt, and then you can see they honked at me. So let me put the speed back up here. This is another intervention because the speed limit's actually, again, 55 here, and the car doesn't know that. And I'll count the turn signal as an intervention too. It should have put it on before it began braking. But anyway, I'm talking too much. I'll just end my thought there, and we'll continue with the drive and see how the car does. All right, besides me changing the speed, that part was handled perfectly well. 0 phantom braking, 0 slowdowns or anything. Perfectly handled. So this left turn is very difficult. It's very hard to see to the right and the left. We'll put the cameras up if that helps you. And we're good to go if you go fast. So it does step on it a little bit. Now I would go faster than that, but it's fine. It's not the fastest, but it was okay. All right, so we're about to move on to the highway here, and this is something that is a tad frustrating for me because the car used to be kind of bad at this, and then I got really good at it, and now it's regressed a little bit. We'll see if we can get on the highway okay, but there's this kind of divide, and you'll see on the median there, people hit it with their tire constantly. It's full of tire marks. Like, it's not a big deal. You can run over a little bit. But Beta used to do this so perfectly, would just stay so centered. And now, yeah, so that, well, I guess it's kind of covered in snow, but that thing gets bumped all the time. So we did it really well there because we basically had this guide car in front of us. But yeah, Beta has regressed in that spot at least a little bit. Although, as you can see, it does handle it sometimes. So now we need to get on the highway here, changing lanes to follow route. It has the turn signal on, and there is somebody over there. I'll turn that on for you. And they let us in. And nice job, Beta. Now we need to go a lot faster. I'm actually going to flag that one because it should have picked up speed much better than that. We're still not going the speed limit on the highway, which is ridiculous and wrong and bad. So I'll let this go. This is mostly highway driving. You can see people drive extremely fast here. I'm going to bump it up to 75. I am not counting that as an intervention because it's just a personal preference. And I will also go into settings here. You can see my autopilot settings when I pull those up. And I am going to turn my speed-based lane changes on just for you. I normally keep them off because the car makes decisions I don't always enjoy. It's a little more relaxing, I find, with the speed-based ones off. But for the video, we'll let the car make all the decisions, get around people, And I will also leave this up, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're majorly slowed down here due to a truck up ahead. Beta does want to change lanes, which I'm surprised by. It tends to kind of, I mean, at least in my experience, if there's a lot of cars, not be too aggressive with that decision. But it slotted in there very nicely. It let this person move out of the way. We had plenty of room with the guy behind us. Now you need to kick up your speed. Like, this is another problem that's in more recent beta. And recent, I'm dating myself here in Tesla land, but recent means like more within the past like year to 2 years, where when you get these gaps on the highway, beta just takes forever to close them. So when I drive on the highway, when I'm not going for a video where I don't interact with the car and let the car do everything, I am on the accelerator all the time, because it just leaves these huge gaps that are just, it leaves them forever. It takes so long. Older beta used to close these gaps like so quickly. It could be related to radar, but from my memory, when I first got my Model Y, it didn't have that problem. And my Model Y has never had a radar in it. It used to close the gaps really well like I was used to, and then at some point an update made it so like closing those gaps just takes so long. I would expect, yeah, there you go, we're gonna change lanes. It says to follow route. Really, we can stay in that lane, but it's nice because that third lane is ending. We get out of the way. Let me leave normal speed for you here for this braking. So we got a warning. Ooh, it warned for 2 cars ahead, actually. That, I have never seen that with Tesla Vision. That's very interesting. So on the radar cars, it was actually one of the superhuman abilities was radar can bounce underneath the car in front of you to track the car in front of it. So even if, say, the guy in front of us wasn't hitting his brake for somebody ahead that was completely stopped, the Tesla could detect that and kind of save the day, even if this person in front of you, barrels right into him. Well, they did not have their turn signal on. Well, getting rid of radar got rid of that ability. You can see at this point, we cannot see the car in front of him because of the bend in the road. Autopilot actually did a really nice calculation there showing the car ahead was severely slowed and warned us of that. So I didn't intervene. I didn't have to do anything, but that was actually very impressive. I don't think I've ever seen that before. All right, so we're going to change into faster lane to the right, which I think is the correct decision, but not going to be able to do it. There's not enough room over there. There's too many cars going too fast, so I would expect that to get canceled, and we'll see. Oh, no, yeah, it almost did it, but that guy got in our way. Love seeing when it does those little saves. And you know what? It did take a spot that it had. You could speed up a little better than that. But that guy behind us was going pretty slow. All right, I doubted it, and I should not have. It took that spot very nicely. Right, now we do have an emergency vehicle stopped on the right here, and this is a spot where I'm probably going to take over because legally you're supposed to move over. Now, when there's lots of traffic like this, sometimes people will, ooh, you warned me for that guy, huh? That was interesting. People will use both lanes. I think technically that's illegal, but when you're going slow, yeah, so now you're going to move back over. You better do it. You better do it fast. People are going to be rocketing. I don't know. You're supposed to move over. So I moved over. We'll count it as a disengagement. That's what it is. The car has a very limited capability of seeing emergency vehicles. At night, if it sees their lights, it will slow down. It will not change lanes at this time to move away from them, although it can change lanes to move away from cones. So it's something that may be added soon. But as of today, as of this video, the only capability the car has regarding emergency vehicles is slowing down at night when it sees their lights. So that's just something the car's not capable of, and we would love to see added soon. All right, so we got some slowing there. It says the max speed is 55. I have no idea why it's saying that, because the max speed is actually 70, and I don't see that, and I drive this road pretty much every day. So I'm going to report it, and that is another intervention. So this drive is not going as well as I thought, and it's all these weird things that I don't know. I feel like should be easy. So speed limit, it shouldn't screw up. What else? The bird, it should have saw, but you know, I can kind of get that beta sucks in terms of those types of things. So I'm not surprised to have to take over there, but it's something I would expect the car to do. The police car, it's not an edge case. That's something you can expect to see on the side of a road is, you know, a emergency vehicle with its sirens on. But again, it's just not something that's in the capabilities of the car. So you have to take over for those things. So that's why, like, in my opinion, the car is very impressive and I love it, but we're still far from an actual self-driving car. So here's where we have somebody coming up behind us. I think we're going to change lanes pretty much immediately. If not, I'm going to do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to do it because when it counts, you don't change lanes. So another intervention there. And don't tell me you're just going to sit there. Did you just want to, like, see my butt or something? Okay, that guy came, like, flying up behind me and then just, like, sat there. Whatever. So there's another intervention for you. Did not change lanes on its own when it should have. Alright, so here we go. We got our highway exit. Very nice exit. And then most of this is a tiny bit confusing for the car. It just splits off into all these lanes. It usually handles it okay. Not the most gracefully, but I don't normally need to do anything here. We'll see how it does it today. And then we're going to come up to a left turn that is really difficult for it. That it used to be pretty much impossible for it to do. Starting with 10.69, it was able to sometimes do it. And this, why are you in the middle of... Just ridiculous. Like, changing lanes, it's a solid line, first of all, which I know most people don't follow, but just stay in this side if that's the side you want. Why pick the right side and then move to the left? And that left lane, or that left turn coming up, starting with 10.69 became possible, but still struggles a little bit. So we can turn right on red here. If you go. Okay, come on. Are you going to go or what? Like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. So, like, if you look at this camera. Look at this camera. So there's people there. So that whole time, these are like some of the super annoying things with beta. The entire time waiting, there was nobody there. Perfectly clear. It made the stop at the red light legal, good. And then it just, maybe I'm going to go, maybe I'm going to, oh, there's cars coming, now I will proceed. Again, they weren't in our lane. We had, but it's just like those things that are just like kind of dumb and annoying that the car does. All right, pretty smooth there. We had one time where it slowed down like literally 1 mile per hour, but it still felt a little weird. And we need to move into this turn lane, which it's fine. Been able to do this for a long time. And then it has to, you'll see, move into this section and stop at the stop sign. So, like, don't stop here, keep going. This is not the appropriate place to stop. So it stopped early and is kind of driving slightly on the wrong side of the road. Keep going. There's the stop line. Now we need to wait for traffic that's coming from the right at, about 60 miles per hour. Dear God, what are you doing? So I had to stop it there because it's like stopping for that person, but it's still like creeping almost. So I can't turn it on. There you go. So you need to wait for a bunch of cars. I'm going to fast forward this. So there, it started to go because, in my opinion, these cameras don't have a high enough resolution to see far enough for traffic moving this fast. Now go. But go fast. Okay, that was okay, a little slow. So that maneuver, actually, before 10.69 days, maybe even before that, it used to say, cannot proceed, please assist due to high-speed cross traffic or something like that. It would actually tell me that it couldn't do it, and I would have to use the accelerator to make it through that move, which is fine. Now it will attempt it, and sometimes, to be fair, sometimes it will handle that intersection flawlessly. But a lot of times it'll do what you see, where it's like, like it thinks it's clear because there's a gap, but the gap's not long enough for traffic that's traveling at 60 or more miles per hour. So it'll start to move, and then people are coming up. It reminds me a lot of Chuck's left turn, where his traffic from the left is coming. I don't think they're quite that fast, but it's kind of a similar thing. There are these gaps that are like big enough if you really like slam the accelerator to the floor, but they're not quite big enough, and the car really struggles with those. And that's where I think hardware 4 is you're gonna see huge improvements with those rumored 5 megapixel cameras versus what we have now, which is 1.3 megapixels. Not quite enough clarity. Something else right there. Well, okay, that's pretty illegal, but that's something else that Beta can't do, is pass people in this kind of scenario. Thank God, please don't add that ability. How terrifying would that be? But that person actually passed 2 people, which is illegal. When it's a dash line and you're allowed to pass, you can only pass 1 person at a time. All right, so as you can see, going in a straight line, Beta does pretty well. So here we go. We got a right turn. We're slowing down. Let's see. We've dropped 15, 16, 17, 18. We dropped 20 miles an hour before the turn signal was turned on. I know that turn signal laws are usually like within X amount of feet or something, but come on, that's dumb. All right, so finishing up here. Let me get this out of here. We'll finish up on the dirt road here, and I will put in the stats for you, and we can compare them to previous drives. A little synopsis, not as well as I thought it would do, but at least for most of the things that I had to interact with, not all of them, but most of them, it was like something either the car's not capable of or some kind of little special circumstance. It wasn't like a normal turn or something like that. It handled, actually the beginning of the drive I thought pretty well, considering I kept changing the route and I was messing with Summon and doing all that. I thought that was fair enough. Now, I'm sad there's no dirt here, or no snow, because I put up a little short of it driving on snow, and someone's like, oh, you got a short clip of it working. It actually does work okay on the snow on the dirt roads, and I said I would take a longer clip for them, but like Beta messes up even as you can see on normal roads, so I just thought it was, a nice, I just have a camera recording most of the time to catch anything interesting. But anyway, I'll let this finish up on some dirt roads. We'll see how it does here. Don't move to the left. There you go. Much better. Thank you. Be nice to this person. And we'll finish it up there. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Beta is fun. And okay, last thing before I close it out. I did want to say, I know it seemed like this drive had a lot of intervention. I mean, it did. I had to do a lot of things. Even with that, for me personally, I'm throwing this out there. I'd rather have Beta than not. I'm at the point where when I drive the Model X, I miss Beta. I really do. I'm not saying it's for everyone, and I'm not saying everyone wants to use it, but I've been using it over 2 years now, and that's still how I feel. I would rather have Beta and do those little things, especially when I'm not making a YouTube video. I'm not sitting here talking about it for 5 minutes. I just like, oh, I hit the accelerator, oh, I changed lanes, whatever, and then it's done. That kind of synergy of me in the car is so much better for me in my kind of, I don't know, outlook on life, or however you want to put it, than not having Beta on the car. Would I pay $15,000 for it? Heck no, I would not. But I do love Beta, so there you go. All right, enjoy some random dirt road driving for a minute, and you will see me and Beta in the next video.
So Autopilot and I are happily driving along.
All right, I'll take over immediately. I don't know what the problem was, but there you go. Hope you enjoyed.